I owe my graduating from Temple University in the Metals Jewelry Computer-Aided Design program to one particular woman on probably the most stressful day of my life. So I had two finals. One was a Thursday evening final from 6 p.m. to 8:30, and the next was a Friday morning final at 8 a.m. My Thursday project was finished, but my Friday project, I was still waiting for the pieces in the mail by Thursday afternoon. So I'm having a ton of anxiety, like checking my phone, my email every second, like, okay, when's that package gonna come, when's that package gonna come? And finally, at 4 p.m., that package is delivered at my apartment, but I was not there. So it ends up being sent to a USPS, like 8 miles away, somewhere in South Philadelphia. So I quickly get an Uber. I'm thinking, all right, I've got 2 hours to pick up this package, to return to school, to present my final critique, stay up the entire night, assemble these parts that I have gotten in the mail, and present my final on that Friday morning. But, so I quickly got an Uber. My Uber driver's name was Annabelle, and she really wanted to talk. And that was the last thing I wanted to do. I'm like hyperventilating in the car. I'm like, Annabelle, look, I like explained the whole situation to her. She wants to tell me about how she's decorating for a Christmas party in like 5 months. And I like realize that she really needs to talk, so I'm asking her all these questions about the Christmas party. And she's like telling me all the details about how she's dressing the little elves. And finally we get to the USPS, and I tell her, like, all right, just wait outside. I'm gonna go in. Like, it should be a few minutes. I see there's 3 people in the line. I'll grab the package, we'll come out. And when I get there, of course, they tell me like, oh yeah, that's still in the truck. It's gonna take until like, I don't know. I mean, it'll definitely be here before we close at 10 p.m. Like, oh my God, I have to be back at the school to present in 2 hours. Like, they don't open until 9 a.m. the next day. Like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get this package and present tonight. So I go outside and I tell Annabelle, like, look, I'm sorry, like, I'm gonna wait here, like, it's gonna be, I don't even know how long. She was like, are you sure? You're like, I'm like, it could be hours. So she leaves. And I go in there and I explain the situation, and I'm sitting on the floor, like, with my head in my hands, and I'm like crouched on the ground, like sitting under something because I'm tired of standing. Like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna pass both this class and the next one? I'm looking at the time, like, the approaching time of the class start is coming, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, and then someone taps me on my shoulder, and my only thought is like, my package? And it's Annabelle. I'm like, hey, Uber driver. She's just like, you know, I wouldn't leave my sister here, so I'm gonna stay here with you. I couldn't believe it. Like 5 minutes later, my phone dies. Couldn't have called another Uber, like maybe a taxi would have passed by. And she's like, I really gotta go to the bathroom. Like, let's hit a McDonald's while we're waiting. So we go to McDonald's, and I'm like, please let me buy you something, like, while we wait for my package. She's like, I don't want anything. Like, what would you get? And I was like, probably, I don't know, a small fry and a coffee. I haven't slept in like 3 days because of all my finals. I'm so exhausted. And she was like, oh, perfect. Takes out a small fry coupon and a small coffee coupon and just like passes them across the counter. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I not only did I not buy her something, but I did buy myself something. So we go back to the UPS, and of course I'm like waiting in deep anxiety. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna collapse. I'm gonna have a heart attack. Like, my class is now halfway over. Like, my package is already found. Every 5 minutes I'm walking up to the desk and I'm going, please, like, you don't understand. Like, my future depends on this. I need this package. And Annabelle just starts saying, you know, I should probably tell you about the time I lost my father. And she goes in this long story about something like very personal to her, and then starts telling me about her relationship with her brother, and I'm so engrossed. And she's telling me about these parties that she went to, these pool parties she snuck into when she's 17, and I'm so engulfed in her story that like my heartbeat that was going like 1,000,000 miles a second is like slowing down, and I'm just like completely engaged with Annabelle the same way that I didn't want to be about the Christmas party earlier now is coming full circle, and her stories are perfectly curing all of my anxiety. And it's about 30 minutes away from the class to end, and finally this man says, Brigitte, we've got your package, because they're all annoyed with me at this point, and 15 people around me who have been like also a part of my story all like cheer for me, like, yeah, she's got her package. So I grab it and I go with Annabelle into the car, and she's driving on the highway faster than anyone I've ever seen drive on the highway ever. I thought I was gonna die like 4 times. We're speeding around cars, and of course now it's raining and dark, so like everything is intense, and we get to the school, and she parks the car like, and she goes, you know what? I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna tell your professor exactly what happened, and you're gonna get an A on that project. And I was like, please don't do that. But I went in there, and they're going around a circle for the critique, like everyone's describing everything that they had created, and there's one open seat like for me, because I'd been texting everyone in the class before my phone died, I'm coming. So I like slipped down into the seat, and they like turned to me like, all right, Brigitte, go ahead. I like described my project like perfectly composed, and stayed up the entire night, finished that second final, got an A on both, and now I owe Annabelle 100% my graduating, and also owe Temple University tens of thousands of dollars. Thank you.